everybody, it's me Maria with Nail Nation on Facebook and Nail Nation 3000 here on YouTube, and I wanted to do a tutorial on how to properly polish your nails with the easiest stroke technique and the best way to do it so that your nails will dry properly. I know that it sounds silly that there's actually like a right way to polish your nails, but in manicuring school, when you go to school for a nail license, one of the first things they do is teach you how to properly groom your nails and to properly prepare them for polish. So you want to start with a very clean slate, and you want to make sure that your cuticles are cleaned up and that you don't have a lot of dry skin or anything around the edges. This does affect how your polish goes on because the brush will gently cross over the dry parts of the skin as well as stain it. So even if you clean it up, sometimes it gets down in these side walls here and it's very difficult to get out. And then you want to start with a completely dry base coat. So you want to put your base coat on and let it dry completely so that you can touch it. Because if that base is dry when you start, your polish is going to dry faster because you have fewer layers waiting to dry. We're going to go ahead and get set up for our next tutorial, which will be a really fun hexa glitter and hollow glitter gradient design. So we're going to start with the color that we're going to use in that. And I'm showing you with a dark color as well because it's easier to pick up on camera, as well as you can see the lines of what I'm doing a little better. And this right here is called Siberian Nights, and it's by OPI, and it's a purple that is almost black on camera, but really it's just a really deep purple. And I'm gonna do these nails and then I'll get a little closer for you to see the thumbnail. And what we're going to do is you're going to do 3 strokes approximately. Sometimes you have to do an extra one. You want to go gently towards the cuticle and you're going to go down the center of the nail. Then you're gently going to go from that same point that you started at and you're going to go across a little bit to the side there. And then you're going to do the same thing when you get to this side. And pay close attention during this step that you smooth it out, and you want to get your side walls really well, because the second coat you don't really want to be focusing on trying to fill in lines. And you want to do each nail this way and do that. Do your first coat of polish thinner, and the second coat will be just a little thicker. And it'll be about 3 or 4 strokes, and then you just gently can go back over just to smooth out any lines that you might have. And when you're doing this, just take your time with that first coat, because if you go in and you get those, so as you're going along, don't worry if you have some lighter streaks, especially when you're using darker colors. You may see that there's a little bit of a lightness to it. That's okay. Your second coat is going to completely cover that up. So I'm going to show you here, closer up, what we're doing. So you want to go to about this center here, and you can loosely drag a line across. And on your thumb, or if you have larger nails, you can always do, 4 or 5 strokes. Just don't do short strokes. Make them long and clean strokes. And if you do get any polish on your cuticles or anything, clean them up as you go before you go to the next nail. This will help you a lot with the cleanup. And you want to avoid polishing it until it's dry and like gummy, because that's what's causing lumps, if you might have that, or the dragging off of the color. So what you want to do, normally you would do all 10 nails and then go back to that second coat of color. So what we're going to do now is give this a light dusting of Beauty Secrets nail dry spray. Don't use these products if you don't have a well ventilated room. And make sure the room isn't too warm. That will cause your polish to take much longer to dry. And I recommend Q-tips with a little remover on them and orange wood sticks handy. And when you use an orange wood stick to clean your cuticles or around the sidewall, dip them in the remover first. This really helps have them pull that polish away and helps keep you from scratching up your nail. So now what we're going to do is the thicker layer, which is the second coat. And this layer, you don't have to worry as much. If you do that first layer the way I showed you, you just take one loose brush full of color and just gently pull it over the nail. And you're going to repeat this step. Your second layer should be your thicker layer. But don't make it too thick. If you make it too thick, it just takes ages to dry. And don't go over it with too many brush strokes, because what happens is you'll get these weird tracks in your polish, which comes from the brush drying up and the nail drying up. So you just take your looser layer and gently pull it around until you've covered your nail. Most polishes, if you do them this way, you won't have to do 3 coats. There are going to always be polishes that require 3 coats. Some even 4 if they're super thin. And if they are like that, make sure you're giving a good 10 or 15 minute dry time between that second, third, and fourth layer, because otherwise they won't ever dry properly. So now we have these 4 covered, and as you can see, there's no streaks and the side walls are covered. And we're going to do this with the thumb so that you can see again. You just take a larger amount and gently pull it around and pull it off. And if there's extra and you do it this way, your brush will pull it off the end here, and you just use the lip of your bottle to gently push it back into the bottle, and you don't have to worry about that. So now we have our nails completely polished. And the next thing you want to do is wait about 4 or 5 minutes and then apply your first coat of top coat. I recommend using a very good quick dry top coat. The thicker ones work a little better because they set faster. I myself prefer Seche Vite, but a lot of people like Posh, and there are several other brands out there that are really excellent as well. So use your favorite top coat, but I do recommend one that sets quickly. And after you have let your nails dry amply, you're going to take your top coat, and you're sort of going to go through that same process, only you're going to use it as step 2, like you did your top polish coat, your color. So you're going to apply it the way you did the second coat of top coat, but this time you're going to make sure that you get all the way to the sides of your nail and cap the tip. Just very gently. You do not need a ton of top coat on the tip of your nail, just enough to prevent any shrinkage, chipping, and it kind of helps hold the polish on a little longer. If you're doing this on natural nails, be very careful not to get too much underneath there, because that will actually cause you to chip and peel if you're getting too much polish or too much top coat under that natural nail underneath the free edge. And the free edge is actually your tip here that is free from the skin around your finger. So this would be your free edge, your cuticle area, and your side walls. So we're going to do this a little closer so that you can see. Starting at that cuticle area, you put that nice liberal amount of top coat there, and then you can just gently manipulate where it is on the nail long strokes all the way to the end of the nail. And just a little cap there. And then we'll take our orange wood stick here and just gently saturate it in the remover. And just gently take that little bit of polish there. And then your nails are going to come out pretty close to perfect every time. With a little practice, you're going to be able to get better at polishing. You'll also have better results with stamping because you'll have a smoother surface. And as you can see, there's not really any under the free edge there. So this is going to be the base for our next design. So hopefully you'll tune in again for that, and hopefully this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great day.